Hey there, Fox. Alright, just clean this up. Hey Paul, Antonio. Yeah, we're just gonna try out a few things, see if I can get OBS to play up. It's a bit late for you there, Paul. And Foxy changes to Foxy number 2. Yeah, just trying to see if I can get OBS to choke. I just realised my overhead cam's on. There we go, that should be better for you. Yeah, we're getting some lagging out here. So just switch to schematics. Hey Jason. Yeah, it's definitely still dropping the odd 1 or 2, so I may ultimately still have to end up going for a better encoder card. It's not too bad. Like, it's under 0.5% at the moment. We'll see if it gets worse, particularly if I go to the microscope. Yeah, it definitely jumps up there. Not badly, but I can certainly see it. Will I fix a MacBook? Hello, friendly. Consider it. Yeah, I may as well. I guess that's the best way, really. Just act normally and see if I can get the red light of failure coming up. We're sort of sitting at about 8.8 milliseconds per frame, so it's not the worst. I feel like I could do with a little more headroom, but we might escape with this one. So I might have to try that ARC A380 that you were talking about. Especially given that the price is fairly cheap, although they don't have any stock at the moment. I do wonder what the power consumption is like though in comparison to say the T400, because the T400 it just sips at the power. The other thing of course is Linux support. I don't know what that's like. Just putting this machine back together. This is mine. This is my 1706 that I use for doing data recovery of lifeboat situations. How's the VRAM? I'm actually not running HTOP. I'll just fire that up. Let's see, schematics. Here we go. Here's HTOP. Where is the VRAM anyway? OBS is obviously a big hitter. That's to be expected. So I've got memory. I'm definitely not chewing into that any problem. But I don't seem to see where VRAM is. Drachev. Yeah, can't see it there. We could try the NVIDIA panel. Ah! What the hell? It's 80% in use. Oh, okay, 64. Oh wait, 64-bit. Yeah. So it's not really chewing up a huge amount. It's just the VRAM that's maybe getting a little close. Oh. How do I have a white terminal? It's what I always use. White terminal. It's I don't know. How do people live with dark terminals? I grew up in dark terminals. I grew up with green screens, and if you're richer, amber screens. Or if you managed to be lucky enough to get a honeybee computer, it came with an amber screen. That looked pretty cool at the time. Oh yes, yeah. White for IRC, definitely. It's the proper colour. Hey John L. Well, I mean, you look at my Boardviewer olive theme and it's fairly light. It's not completely light, but it's fairly light. I suppose if I was truly retro, then I would use the retro BV theme, but I can't do that to myself. Hey Miles. So we'll just get this machine back together so I can put it into its proper place, which is in the container with the lifeboat recovery system. It does feel like a bit of a waste to have a machine dedicated to that, but I do find it's better for the moments when you do need it, then everything's ready to go. I mean, it's paid for itself several times over. Ach, Nemo, come on. Hey Pedro, what are you doing up? Of course it is a Monday, so for a lot of us it is work day nonetheless, even if it is technically a public holiday. Hey, guitar stuff? Let's see, trying to get your Mint installation work with your 3060. Oh yeah, no, that's just hell. Good luck with that. I presume you're using the NVIDIA drivers. That's the other reason why I don't want to change to anything too sophisticated in terms of graphics card for doing all the encoding, because there's always the dramas that you have under Linux when it comes to graphics cards. You'd think after 30, 40 years we'd had some chance of sorting them out, but it seems not. Enjoy the trip there, Jason. Is that going to be for mountain biking? Oh, it is mountain biking, yeah. Don't hurt yourself too much. Enough to make you feel like it was worth it, but not so much that you're crippled. Hey Jim. It's the other reason why I stick with using Ubuntu as my distribution now. because if there's going to be a distribution that drivers are going to be supported for, it will either be Ubuntu or Red Hat, most likely, and then everything else is a crap shot. I mean, it's hard enough getting these companies to just keep up with the releases. Like, there's been plenty of times where I've had to modify various kernel module codes just to make them work with some update that Linux has done. Usually it's Linux's fault for the fact that they keep changing the API, and I mean, that's just the philosophy of Linux. Yeah, nothing gets pinned down, so to speak. But it is annoying when they change the kernel API, and then you've got to go through the code of the driver and try and modify it and hope that it's a simple modification as opposed to needing a complete rewrite. Most nights 6 a.m. sleep 4 to 5. Yeah, okay. I can completely respect that. Okay, so far still haven't got any red on the system, so that's good, but it doesn't usually happen until I start digging around with the microscope and FlexBoardview together. And then all of a sudden it's like, it's too much. I mean, FlexBoardview uses a fair bit just in font RAM, and that gets loaded up into the texture library, texture space. Hopefully with some upcoming releases of the ImGUI UI engine, the graphics engine that I use for FlexBoardview, they're bringing out a new release that will allow you to only have to load up one font, and then it can be scaled and rotated and all that sort of stuff. Whereas at the moment I have to create a font atlas with like 3 or 4, I think 4 or 5 different sizes, and then I interpolate between them. So it's a lot more RAM that's used up, and of course you see I'm also loading up things like the simplified Chinese symbol set and all that, so it takes space. Alright, let's get this thing fired up. Should be a full battery. Yep, it's all good. Okay. Good, now I'm back online with that. I'm happy about that. Let's see, what's the next one we've got to put back together? Right, this is Jason's machine. Actually, there really wasn't a lot to put back together on this one, Jason. Oh, he's probably gone by now. It came with no screws, it's going back with no screws. I'll just take this one out so I can put the Wi-Fi back in. Yeah, it's not so... Oh, that's right, it's got the flippin'... Now I remember, it's got this new on-off button. Alright, we'll do that. Oh, you're still there? Yeah, we'll just put the on-off button in for you. I mean, I know you could do that yourself anyway, but saves you having to strip it down again. just going to take the plastic cover off. I don't need to do this, but it does give me a little bit more access to these back screws. Ah! I wasn't thinking. Just spilled screws everywhere. Oh, nice. The adhesive from that, the adhesive has gone and stuck to the plastic bag. Go. I'll retain the original spring plate for this one. I'll just slip this in. Come on. Almost there. Hey, Yeti Games. Where are you from? Alaska. Jeez. It should be getting slightly warmer there now. Maybe you're able to venture out from those permanent city buildings that you guys seem to have. Although maybe you're not in that area. Only minus 90. Okay, let's get this board back in. No shrouds on it. So. Okay, that's good. Well, I hope this power button works. Make sure we put the screen in this time, not like last time when we forgot. And we'll plug the speakers in. I'm just going to send you back this button. Jason's all like, I don't want those parts back. It's like, you're getting them back because I don't want them here. But enough of your stuff. Hey Jim Allen, welcome. Been a little while. I suppose you're thinking, well, you haven't been streaming at appropriate times. Wow. Okay. Some days they don't go on naturally. Well, I will say, Yeti, we do have warmer weather here. It's probably about 30 Celsius today, and nighttime drops down to about 18 Celsius. I'd be surprised if you guys see more than 18 during summer. Actually, I know you probably do, but probably not that frequently. Okay. Oh, I do not like seeing what? 1 milliamp? What the hell? What the hell? Seriously? You're gonna give me this sort of hell? What the? Something's wrong with that button. That button is not clicking. God damn it. Dodgy third-party button. Let's try to disconnect it and see what happens. You got a dodgy button, Jason. We got a bong. Well, Jason, looks like you're gonna have to change your another button for yourself. It actually doesn't even look like the right button. Yeah, it's sitting a bit high. It's definitely not. I don't think it's the right button. I'll try reseed it. Maybe it was a dodgy install by a dodgy installer. Ah. And I even put the speakers in. Because on the packet it looked like it said 2179. Yeah, what have we got here? 2338, 2251, 2289. So that's an M1 type. It's like if this is the packet it came in, then that's not the button for this machine. What a pain in my day. Yeah, the speakers, Paul, the speakers! Okay, Jason, I'll let you know what happens. First thing we'll do is we'll loosen up everything a little. And then we'll give it a bit of a jiggly wiggly. Okay, jiggle wiggle. Oh, it definitely doesn't feel right. Like even with it loose, it's like you're not getting any tactile. Yeah, there's no tactile strike on that. It's like the leg posts are a fraction too long. Is there any advice? We have to go speak to legislature. Oh, I am no good for that kind of thing. That's definitely not my field of expertise. You really want the likes of Rossman for that. Unfortunately, I'm just a itty bitty little pleb. Why do I get the feeling this has got a different orientation on that push button, on the tactile button? Yeah, they're very different tactiles. Let's see, okay, this one runs with so this has got an iPhone 4, iPad type tactile button, the big round gold and black type one. This one uses the iPhone 5 type rectangular button. And so the striker is probably a bit different. Yeah. Yep, no, that's not the right match for this machine, I'm afraid. I'm Rossman's favourite to beat on, that's about it. And he doesn't even beat on me that often anymore. I need to stir him up. I need some exposure. Yeah, wrong button. Alright, that was a fine waste of 15 minutes. Oh, for goodness sake, get out of there. Yeah, he doesn't fix boards anymore. He's into the political scene and the, what do you call it? Advocacy scene, which is fine. It just doesn't help me very much anymore. There's really no point in me doing anything with this. The board is fixed, so I'll just tape it up and send it back. Hey, Prater. Oh, thank you, Jim, for sharing that information. I'm going to put these Wi-Fi things back down, just simply so they don't snag on the bottom case when it gets retracted again. Okay. Well, at least it's fixed. Just not fully fixed. And fortunately we still haven't hit any reds, but then again, like I said, we haven't been doing any microscope or board view work. So now I think we need to get into that. Green pen mark on this one. 2508. Hey, Damon Richard. I keep forgetting that. Catch you later, Yeti. Okay, job, create. Where is this? 2508. Was this one, I think. Was it? Or this one? No, it was this one. Okay, that's done. I need a fourth monitor. Yeah, well, I've got my 4K at the moment, and then I've got my OBS output monitor. But yeah, I could probably do it for fourth monitor, or third monitor, really. Okay, at least that one's sorted out. Sorry, I'm just looking at the jobs here. Trying to see what I can and cannot rectify. Okay, this is another one of Jason's ones. We kind of half fixed it, but now it's giving us a rather strange startup, actually. So we replaced the MOSFETs for the 3V8, but it wasn't enough to fix everything. So we get this weird square wave on top of a constant current. And now it's not doing it. The PMIC's definitely getting hot again. Yeah, that's interesting. Harley Davidsons. Not my choice of motorbike. Yeah, well, that's the weird thing. The other night when we put it to bed, it was clocking out a square wave. Well, something down here. Okay, so this is 2020. 2507. Hey, Rob Brown. Wow, welcome. Good to see you. I just want to get a verification on where that thermal signature is popping up. Funnily enough, the one time that I need a reflection, it's not going to give me one. Let's see if I can do it a different way. Yeah, that's what I'm after. Put your finger there, Paul. It glows. There we go. Alright, now we've actually got it aligned. We can actually tell where the dot really is. Okay, so it's down that bottom left corner. Alright, which is about where we were looking. Let's see if anywhere else on the board. Sometimes you get lucky and some of the heat's being put out by the PMIC and then the other heat is being put out by the actual culprit. No such luck today. Rob, oh no, nothing. It's just when I did the channel reset, everything got purged and it's just sort of like coming back bit by bit. Yeah, you're probably the 7th or 8th person now. Rightio. Let's see. Let's have a look at that PMIC and see what's around this area here. So what have we got? MPMU. Yeah, okay, so it's 3V8. That's getting angry here. So 0.35. What's the guess? We're running a bit lower than that. Yeah, 0.35 is what we're going to look for. And we're racking up some frames, but nothing too bad, so I'm pretty happy overall with the balance of things now. Oops, above. Hey Grumpy Tech. Hey Greg. There's nothing special about the reset, it was just a case of I transitioned back to doing this as a live stream. That's all. Nothing special. Okay, what have we got here? Yeah, sadly we're pretty much on 0.35, so I can't complain about that. Yeah. So what does it mean when your 0.35 is cooking up on the PMIC, but your actual 0.35 is fine? It means you've got something very subtle going on. Hey Craig. I mean, it could just be that the PMIC is toasted. It's, I mean, yeah, don't get all excited. I know there's a ball down there, but it's not actually at fault. That ball's not touching anything. I know a lot of you are probably like, oh my god, there's a shorting solder ball, but it's not actually. It's just jammed in there. But it wasn't actually shorting. Sorry folks. No such excitement exists. So I don't know whether the PMIC itself is dead or something else is at play. This is one of those horrible situations. what the hell? That's supposed to be 0.01 diode mode. Why hasn't someone put a flippin' resistance value in that case? I hate it when people put diode mode in, but they don't put the resistance in for the low values. So that's so incredibly not useful. Unfortunately, I do have some reference boards. This is why I don't attack my reference boards, because this sort of crap comes up. .02, wow. But you're just the crystal 0.5. Oh, you're ground, that's why. I'm guessing this schematics. Yeah, it's this here, this VSS, S meaning source as opposed to ground, but if you're talking in terms of MOSFETs, then source can be ground in this situation. Interesting though that they label it that way. But anyway, that's why it's so low. The temperature on the PMIC is probably around about 30 to 40 degrees. Unfortunately, because I have a sliding window of temperature ranges, like I'm bracketing it range-wise, I don't really bother to calculate the actual temperature. Let's have a look around, see if I missed something. I mean, something on 3V8, because remember, we had all the corrosion up here. Yeah, you can see it there. Is that a burn? Is that actual burning? I think that's actually just from when we did the soldering. Surely that's not a rupture burn. It doesn't feel like a rupture burn. It just feels like corrosion. Yeah, I think that's just when I had the metal plate on it, there must have been something on the other side of that metal plate, and it simply touched onto it and made it look like it's... Yeah, it's just a bit of junk. As opposed to being the cap blew up. That's not the case. Yeah, I can put my finger on it, put it that way. Usually when it comes to liquid damage, it's these parts here that get taken out, but they're actually surprisingly not touched, which is weird. And of course this board is not, I'm not the first person onto it. So we could have... Yeah, the speaker amps don't exactly look inviting, do they? But they're not misbehaving in the way that we would expect. Not that that means anything. So we'll keep that in mind. There is a bit of corrosion by the speaker amp area. It's always a popular suspect. Just cranking up that brightness a bit. When I do this angled viewing, a bit of extra brightness is nice to have. But it's very interesting that we had all this liquid in here and we've got nothing showing up over here. So how did the liquid traverse in? So someone's flux residues, not mine. And that's right, we can see that they've been redoing the Wi-Fi. There's a bit of muck there. Is it enough? And what does that do? Find out in a second. Hey Darko, yeah, we're doing our best to do as little as possible. Okay, so this is it. You are 400. No, I'm actually 52. Okay, so it's level translator. Yeah, 1v25, 1v8. I'd be surprised if that was at fault. I'm going to lift it. I can just take it off. It's not going to matter if I don't put it back on. But I'd be very surprised if it's at fault. And you can't even see it when you're looking directly above. That's why you've always got to pull these boards out and look at them at an angle. Oh, you can't see. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, I was saying, you can't see the damage there looking directly above. You've got to have a look at it from the side. And I might just pull those speaker amps for the hell of it. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if that was at fault. Now we're doing this clocking stuff again. That's a very weird current pattern. What's a real pain here is that because I have just used hot air on this, it's going to be a little bit tricky to try and get a good reading, but I think we'll put the microscope, the thermal camera on, because we've got we've got about 80 milliwatts going somewhere, and then the rest probably going to the PMIC. But it's a bit weird. I can't say I've really seen a pattern like that. Well, I think it's thermally related, Miles, because this is what it did the other night while the board was hot. I'm just going to realign this back to where it was, round about there. Okay. So that does appear to be coming up and down a little bit, but where's the other fault? That's the question. I'm just trying to see if we can see a pulsar somewhere. It's probably going to be on the other side. Oh, see, it's gone already. It's gone back to normal mode now. So I can bring in the... it's no longer clocking. Just apply some heat. And it's back. Don't believe the lies. That's just because the board got warm from the hot air. I'm just going to flip it over, see if we can get lucky. Well, one thing we do know is it's somewhere around those speaker amps. So I think I'm going to pull them off and see what we got. And now it's gone stable. Yeah, this area here has been hit, so I'm gonna take a chance, and like that cap's not exactly great either. was going to first pull this cap off, it was the most damaged one. That's more corrosion, but you know what I mean, it does look visually a bit messed up. Probably is not the fault, but whatever we're dealing with, it's a little bit touch and go. Oh really? What was the... No. I think this one I can still... Yeah, I can still replace this one just by yanking that one off. No point doing that now, I may as well just get the job done. But at least that one can be replaced by pulling out the lock tab. Well, it hasn't solved it, so it wasn't that. We'll just keep pulling parts out. Yeah, normally my metal shields stop that kind of lock tab business, but clearly it did not. Oh well, we'll try a different one this time. Let's see, left or right? What do you reckon? I guess we'll just go right. I'm a little worried about popping these little guys. I'll probably shield them up. There we go. Come on. Yeah, that one looked pretty clean. Nah, same crap. Alright, one to go. Because this could still be one of the caps. Oops, someone just mashed that one. So I'm going to have to do some bridge clearing. Jonathan, the reason is because I want to be able to see if there was any material underneath the chip when I pull it. But if I use flux during the pull, then the flux tends to mix things around, and so I don't get to be able to see what was underneath the chip. Oh wow, we're still going. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. It's got to be something in this area, because that's what we're heating and it misbehaves. So Oh boy. Not a lot on this side. We've got a, I think it's current sensor. Oh, come on, Miles. Where's your sense of adventure? I just feel like it's reasonably close, given that it responds fairly quickly to the heat. And yeah, we're only applying the heat here, so there's not too many options. Hey, VDiv. Well, that's an interesting piece of metal left there. A little piece of copper. Would have been more entertaining if that was actually touching. It's going to be something dumb and small like that. Hello. There's a fair bit of damage done on this big current sensor here. Yeah, it's almost enough for me to think, yeah, I should pull that. Trouble is, it's in a very frustrating position. I kind of want to take the shield off. Miles, I don't have the ultrasonic in the workshop anymore. Yeah, I kind of want to take the shield off on this one, but I sort of have to cut it. Like, I can lift it up with heat here. I suppose we can try. These are definitely going to get complaining. Maybe I can just cut this section off. Okay, where's my cutting tool? Just stand by while I load up the little cutting pencil. Hey Paul Glick. Miles, you're going so well there with your suggestion until you said low melt, and that just made my heart sink. There's still a little bit over there. Dash deeper, that's probably an interesting idea, basically using induction or as you said current, but probably a bit risky. Now I really don't want to actually like mechanically force this off, because you do that and it does tend to rip up the ground plane. So we're just going to pickle up those pads. Probably going to have to bring in the hot air for this a bit. Hey Diego. Flat tack time. Yep, something's holding it back. I'm missing something here. It's better. Try that again. Now obviously there's little bits of metal everywhere, but realistically it's not a problem. That metal dust is so fine, it's not really relevant. Alright, now we have a look at that current sense resistor. This one I'm going to give it a little bit of flux. I was reluctant. It's hard to say. I mean, maybe it's damaged, maybe it's not. I reckon one of those went pop. I'm almost certain of it. Probably would be a prudent move to actually remove the chip itself too. Like this here, this actual chip amplifier. It's responsible for converting the signal across that current sense resistor into what gets sent over the bus, you know, to say, hey, I've got 50 billion amps flowing here or not. Kind of stuck in a corner. Don't like that. There we go. Alrighty, now we've got to replace those. I think that's an INA 190, I can't be 100% sure. Let's see, schematics. Okay, first we go check what this one is. You're a 0.01, 10 milliohms. That's actually pretty, that's pretty big. Let's see, 0.01, 0.5%, 1 watt. Okay, search. Actually, instead of 1 watt, I'm going to go... I want the 0612. Use that search parameter. Hopefully my search radius is big enough. Actually, I'd imagine the 2016 probably has the same setup. It appears I would be wrong on that case. Wow. I wonder, is this actually 0.01? Starting to think it's not. Oh wait, well we got a hit on the 3023. What the hell? That's a false mismatch. Although actually, no, it works out. 3023. What the hell's a 3023? Wow, MCP based boards. Wow, man, that's really stepping back. Jeez, I'd say I've thrown out. Oh wait, here we go. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I've thrown out all of my MCP boards. Anyway, so what's this part? 0910. I don't think this is a 3023. I think this is a something else. Because otherwise... Oh wait, there it is. It's not the same type. It is the same values, but it's not the same type. Notice how it's a continuous bead here as opposed to this kind of thing. So yeah, it's not a match. Okay, I'm fairly sure that these values are actually marked wrong, so I'm going to copy from the schematic. Oh wow, it's listed as 001. Oh, that's just rotten. Yeah, Spencer, you could only be slightly out by 100% either way. I'm just going to start visually checking other boards, this similar kind of ilk. I have a feeling we're not going to find much. I think if what we do is we actually go point. Although I've got to admit, 10 milliamps sounds a little excessive for that bus. I'm pretty sure that's actually going to be... Oh no, it actually does say. It says here, 0.01 or short. Yeah, we want 10 milliamp. Okay. That's annoying. Yeah, if you look at the schematic, it actually says, 0.01. Well, this is rather annoying. Alright, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up the 20... I'm going to bring up the earlier board. What is that, a 1940? No, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Because I'm kind of wondering whether these ones here are going to be similar enough. Just as soon as I can remember. Ah, here we go. 1598. Turn off the extractor for the moment. It's starting to get a bit weary. No, Spencer, the problem is there's 0.075, way too low. Too much of the searching is extremely context dependent. So you need to, and because the PDFs do not have let's see. PDFs are basically just like criminals doing little, using magazine cutout letters. So it makes it very difficult to get a proper context of what you're looking at around, which is why I have the multi-parameters and then the search radius. Okay, so that one's no good. Most of the time things work fine with this setup. Every now and then you do get a quirk, one that doesn't want to play ball, and looks like we're running into that today. Okay, I'll try 2016. Seriously, you've only got the 2 on you? Yeah. I wouldn't put your time into it, Spencer. Honestly, I really wouldn't. 100% genuinely telling you don't. 1814. Only a magnitude out. Oh, here we go. We got a hit. No, I know you are a stuff. Please be a stuff. 6470. What? 6470. Okay, you're an 1814, you're an 1814, you're telling me you do not have R6470. Okay, let's look for 6470. Okay, there's a capacitor 6470. Brilliant, they no-stuffed it. Shoot. Okay, try our next type. Just pulling out the boards I've got here. One of them's going to be a hit. 1814. 1041s. Another good candidate. So much easier now just typing in the partial board name and it brings up the files for me. Okay, let's see if 6470 exists on this one. Doesn't look like it. Bastards. Okay, so not 1041, not 1814. 1700 we'll try. That's not a board I want. Try this one. That's better. It's probably going to be the same story. Oh, we do have a hit. We've got a hit. It jumped. There we go. Okay, bottom underside. Well, well, well. Some dipwit's already taken that one. What are the chances? Oh, great. So now I need another 1700 board. I don't have a lot of those. And we've got another one here. And wait, is this going to be a no stuff situation? That feels no stuffy to me. God damn it. Alright. Don't cry yet, Mr. Daniels. Don't cry yet. We've still got plenty more to go through. Okay, I've got 239, 1707s. Let's see if I can just broad search at this point. So we want 0.01. 0612. Okay, so 0.01, that's fine. We'll go for 1W. We'll drop the combo part of it. We'll leave it as a substring. Although, really that can be... That's left align as well. And we'll increase the radius to, yeah, we'll try 50. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Probably too many now. God damn it. It's like they're everywhere. It's like, we went too far. Okay, 875. We'll try that. Stop. Yeah, that's legit. Okay, I know where that one is. Sometimes you just got to tune the parameters. There's no hard and fast rules on this thing. And there we go. Got one. And another one. Look, that one even tells us. We're going to use that one because it's pretty. That's prettier. We're going to use that. Oh, you can't see. There we go. A nice, pretty one. There we go. We just had to adjust the parameters a little bit and got a better shot. Yeah. And of course then we've still got to find that INA amp. Alright, extractor on. These caps are going to let out some screams. It should come up a little bit quicker than the other. Yeah, I was going to say, there's not a lot of thermal mass on that section of the board. Compared to say in here where it is absolutely choked. Now they do have an orientation on these ones, see? So you got, they are connected, but that will be shorter to that and that shorter to that. But they're done that way to create what we call a 4-wire Kelvin connection, which allows you to sense the voltage drop across the resistor without it being influenced by how much current is going across it. It's one of those things where initially you kind of go, well, that's silly, why not just bridge it entirely? And they can do that. And they often do that in other ones. But if you really want the best, then you do the 4-wire, 4-pad system like that. I'm just going to, hopefully that's tacked down. I don't think it's, I'll be surprised if it's actually, yeah, it's tacked. Okay. Now we've got to go find that sensor. Finely tuned paperclip indeed it is. Okay, so this here, yeah, it is an INA 190. Okay, I actually have those in stock. Where are you guys? There we go. Pin one towards me. off. Right, that's the magical flying current sensor. Oh gee, where did that go? What the... That there is there because I left the solder lying across the... Uh-huh. That was a bit silly. Good thing we haven't powered it up. Still don't know where my chip went. I'm just going to tip the board over, tap it, I found my chip. Might see if I can fluff up those pads just a smidge more. Maybe not quite that fluffy. Now this is tacky flux. It's just less tacky. But it is tacky. Tacky like my outfits. Hey, Thunderbolt 6, Thunderbird 6, sorry. Thunderbolt. Alright, then we're just going to cook these down. And after all that, we're probably going to find it made diddly squat difference. Anyone want to place a bet? I'm going with 5% chance that this actually did anything at all. I don't have a lot of confidence. Well, Spencer's going 100. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. Just waiting for the board to cool down a little bit. You can see it hanging out of the extractor fan system there. Moles knows where the money is. Yeah, it's no different. I'll be very surprised if it does fix it. Oh well, guess we're about to find out. So here we go. Oops. And diddly squat difference. Crap. Looks like Spencer's out $10. Yeah, I think this one's a walk away. Now we've definitely put more than enough investment into it, and we're still not having a win here. And more to the point, we're not, other than the fact that it's temperature sensitive, seemingly in this kind of area. I mean, that's another current sensor there, but let's have a look at that. I mean, it's got a bit of muck on it, but the left and right bridging with muck isn't a problem. It's if the muck gets in between and it changes the sense resistance. But funnily enough though, if anything, yeah, no, I can see that little bit of solder there. That's from what I took off before. If anything, if muck gets under those current sense resistors, all it does actually is decrease the... That's interesting. There's a tarnish mark there on that pad in the middle. Probably going to find it's just flipping Thunderbolt chip that's cooked itself or something, I don't know. Yeah, getting muck between the current sense resistor pads just makes it effectively an even lower current sense resistor, which means it will report effectively less current is flowing, which gives it even less reason to shut it down prematurely. Yeah. Hey, Q's. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Alright, I think I'm going to leave that one alone. Anyway, listen, certainly it seems like when I run 2 instances of FlexBoardview, it starts to choke up a little bit, but for the moment it runs okay with 1 instance of FlexBoardview without choking, so I kind of wonder whether I should invest in a more potent encoding graphics card. It's like, yeah, the Arc A380 or whatever it is. Or I can go with... So I don't know whether it's a case of I'm running out of encoding time, or am I running out of... what do you call it? VRAM. Hey Sparkies, yeah, sorry, we're just about finishing up here. So yeah, these are the stats. So 5.8, that seems fine. But it seems pretty equally spread between missed due to rendering lag and missed due to encoding lag, so that's interesting. But overall, it's pretty good. I mean, the CPU usage is barely a problem. That's the thing that's a little weird, is that FlexBoardview hits the CPU pretty hard, but it's only a single thread. It doesn't go beyond a single thread. And I think what might be happening though, this is a i5 12500, so it's 6 cores, 12 threads. So I could bump up my CPU, but it's probably pointless. Miles, I'll probably still go for an A380 rather than the B580. That's way too much of an overkill. The other thing I could try is just simply put in the GTX 1650. But we'll mess around. It wasn't too bad. It didn't really kill the stream. I just did notice that once I ran 2 instances, it did start to sort of struggle a little bit. And I wonder how much of that is because of the fact that each instance of FlexBoardview will demand quite a bit of font VRAM. Is the data threads the lanes get choked up into? I don't know. I really don't know with this one. Anyway, that's it for me today. Been nearly 2 hours on that. We didn't really have a win here. We stuffed around, we tried a few things, and other than the fact that we're seeing some kind of, like, if this cools down, it will go back to like flat 500 milliamp, which will be coming up through this PMIC. But when it gets hot, it jumps around, so I don't know what to think. It's probably not great, so yeah, just walk away from it. It's liquid damage, so unless this was going to be specifically for data recovery, there's no point anymore. Yeah. Okay guys and girls, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, you'll take care. I'll catch you later. Catch me on Discord if you want to chat. I'll see you later.